We have finally reached the point of the tournament where it's time to send somebody home. Game 7 of this 2022 National Championship, our first elimination game. Will the number 1 team in the country, the Patriots from UT Tyler, will they be making an early exit? Or will the Screaming Eagles, who won the National Championship in 2018, see their season come to an end? It's all coming up here on NCAA.com. I'm Brendan Gulick along with Leah Secondo. Thanks for making us a part of your championship week here in Division II softball. And we've got 2 hungry teams that are determined to play a little bit cleaner today than they did yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the most difficult thing of being the third game of the day. You're at the beck and call of how things are rolling. The weather obviously playing a little bit of an intangible here. And these 2 teams, hungry is a great word. Couldn't wait to get back on the field today and redeem themselves from day one.
And the reality is both of them played pretty subpar compared to what they're used to seeing throughout the course of the year. It was almost shell-shocking to see how poor both teams played defensively, especially UT Tyler, because they were the number 2 defensive team in the country coming in, and they made 3 errors yesterday and just never looked very clean.
No, they didn't. Both teams actually making multiple errors. And, again, you get into this type of a venue with this many teams that are stellar, and they're going to pick away and take advantage of it, and both of their opponents yesterday certainly did that.
Southern Indiana in red, Texas Tyler in the navy and gray uniforms. UT Tyler is the designated home team. They won the coin flip earlier. 1-2 pitch to Mackenzie Bedrick. Rolls foul. Bedrick, the center fielder for USI, having a great sophomore campaign at .371. She's even better defensively than she is with the bat. Tatum Goff gets the start again for the Patriots. Again, she's had a really good year, 13-5 with a 1.69 ERA, 134 strikeouts. She's given up 38 runs on 86 hits through 120 innings. Bedrick fights again to stay alive. Goff is throwing to the top catcher in Division II, Ashley Perez, unanimous first-team All-American catcher. Sam Schott, Shannon Kloss, Hannah Fradkin in the outfield, Courtney Plochek, Bailey Simone, Mac Dominguez, and Avery Farr from third to first on the infield.
And I'm sure Goff couldn't wait to get back in the circle.
Dominguez makes the play.
She only faced 10 batters yesterday, Brendan, and I never thought she really had command in the pitches that she was throwing. She was kind of flat out in the circle, and I'm sure with the type of competitiveness that she has that she was just yearning for the opportunity to get the ball once again today.
The winner of this game survives to play Auburn-Montgomery tomorrow. AUM got smoked the game prior to this one as Kennedy Nally pops out to the pitcher's mound for a quick second out. North Georgia led 1-0 after a solo homer in the first inning. And in the top of the third, we had a lightning delay. There was lightning just within the 8-mile boundary around MSU Denver, and it actually delayed the game 42 minutes. And in that top of the third inning, when play resumed, North Georgia scored 6 runs, and they ended up winning 8-0 after 5. How about that hot shot? Base hit into the corner for Lexi Fair. Takes a big turn and will go into second base with a standing double.
Lexi wasn't sure. She kind of stayed at home plate just for a little bit longer, and we're still going to get there out at second base for a double. You're not shouting fair ball. You're only pointing, but kind of hung up just for a little second. Then I said, okay, I got to go. And Coach Kunkel getting out there. You can see Coach pointing where the ball was and say stand up at second base. So big 2-out hit here.
USI lost yesterday, scoring only twice. Both of those runs came via solo homers for Lexi Fair. She's in scoring position for Allie Gooden, who takes a called strike. Gooden, the counterpart for Tatum Goff. She'll be pitching when we get rolling in the bottom half of this inning, but she's also got a pretty darn good bat. Fair and Gooden both swing it really well. Goff, a lefty, has her down in the count, 0-2. It's a comfortable afternoon, 84 degrees, partly cloudy skies here in Denver.
Goff doing a nice job here, really trying to keep the ball away.
Off the end of the bat, hit decently well to right field. Long run back for Fradkin, but she makes the play. A 2-out double from Lexi Fair, but she gets stranded in scoring position. And it's time for UT Tyler to bring the bats when we come back on NCAA.com. UT Tyler got out of the first inning without giving up a run, and now they turn over to one of the top offensive units in all of college softball against a very good pitcher in Allie Gooden. This should be a fun matchup.
Well, I think for Allie Gooden getting the ball for the second day in a row as well. And again, yeah, you touched upon it at the top. Only went 3 innings yesterday, only faced 19 batters, and she's ready to rock and roll again and come out on a different venture and keep a season alive for the Screaming Eagles here in Division II.
Klaus, one of a couple lefties in the lineup. That's a called strike. UT Tyler, they won the national championship as a Division III school back in 2016. That caught the outside corner. This is their first season as fully fledged postseason eligible members of Division II. And how appropriate that a softball program that has been wicked good for a long time gets their chance and makes that this big run this year. Klaus beats it out, and the ball goes into the dugout. So Shannon goes down to second base.
Wow, huge faux pas there. Huge faux pas. A sharply hit, but nice cherry bounce. And definitely not the way you want to start this off with a ball going out of play.
So an infield hit and E6. Courtney Plochek will bat with a runner in scoring position. Courtney Plochek, .416 on the year. Doesn't have a ton of power numbers, but she can really hit the ball well. Good slap hitter, leads the team outside of Ashley Perez, who is much more power than finesse. I would say that Ashley is kind of in a league of her own, right? But Courtney is as talented as they come, especially at what she does, slapping at the ball. Tried to bunt that one and missed it. May have tipped it into the glove. Either way, it's a called strike. Yeah. Real quick, around the outfield, Kennedy Nally, Mackenzie Bedrick, and Emma Tucher. Mary Bean, Jordan Rager, Rachel Martinez, Lexi Fair in the infield. Sammy Cahiga catching. Good bunt. Bean comes over. Low throw, but it's dug out by Martinez. Sacrifice complete. Klaus to third for Ashley Perez.
That's a nice pick. At second base, no question about it. We see it on the replay by Martinez. Had to dig that one out. A slowly hit ball. And just really stuck with it. Pulled it right out there.
Well, the Patriots love this situation, don't they? Perez to the outfield. It gets the job done. Tucher makes the catch, but the run comes home, and UT Tyler's on the board. Infield single with an error. Sacrifice bunt, sacrifice fly, manufacture the runs. Patriots play from out front.
Rally caps on early here in the first inning, but Perez helping the cause. Getting that ball over to the right side of the field, making it easy for Klaus to scamper home.
Just outside to Tatum Goff. Again, going back to that championship pedigree comment. UT Tyler played in the D3 College World Series. 09, 2011, 2013, and 4 years in a row, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Winning it all in 16 and finishing as national runner-up in 2015. So as a program, there is a winning tradition there that's pretty hard to match anywhere around the country. They won the South Central Regional this year. Tatum Goff draws the walk as Mac Dominguez comes up. But it's a goofy game, and sometimes things just don't go the way you think they're going to go.
Shown on that routine play over to first base.
UT Tyler 47-8. Southern Indiana 49-12. Both teams have had really good seasons. Dominguez chops one toward short. Rager has to hurry and throws another one past first base. Goff goes to third, and unfortunately for USI, same story, different day. Left side of the infield's been problematic in these first couple games.
And on the play, and again, for the second time, a nice cherry bounce at short. I don't know if it's just strange. I don't know if you're keep taking your eye off in Rager and trying to see where the runner is at first base, but twice now into the dirt and making it extremely difficult to make the play. And again, second error.
The batter is the designated player today, Audrey Escamilla, redshirt sophomore from Weslaco, Texas. She grounds one foul. Escamilla going to try to make it hurt. Tyler getting 5 outs here in this first inning because of the 2 errors. Audrey had a heck of a stretch in middle of April. She had 8 RBIs in 3 games. And she comes up with a big hit here. It hits the third base bag. Goff scores 2-0 Patriots.
And what a difficult spot for that ball to be hit, because Bean, with the runner on, really was not in a position to go chase that ball down. She had to protect the bag with the runner coming towards her.
An RBI for Audrey, first and second with 2 outs for Bailey Simone, and this bottom of the first inning is not going well for USI. Screaming Eagles powwow in the middle of the diamond. Got to figure out a way to wipe the slate clean. It's an elimination game, the first in our tournament. Whoever loses this game, their season will come to a close. Up and away. Bailey Simone on the season, hitting .346. She's making her 56th start of the year. Basically been the everyday shortstop. Handles the bat pretty darn well. Transfer from Louisiana Tech. Thought Simone played well yesterday. Smashed it up the middle, but it hung up there for Bedrick. And a line out to center field ends the inning. 2 errors on the USI defense allow a couple runs to come across. 2-0. Patriots out front after 1. Let's see what the Screaming Eagles can do offensively to try and make up for a bad bottom of the first inning defensively. Katie Back will lead things off against Tatum Goff, who is a first-team All-American this year. Goff recognized as one of the top players in the country, both as a pitcher but also as a utility player. That's a hard hit grounder to second. Mac Dominguez gobbles it up. Always helps when you get the first batter out.
Mac Dominguez kind of slid a little bit there. She was trying to get in front of the ball. Knew she had time to kind of set her feet back up before she made that throw.
All right, time for Jordan Rager to climb in. Hitting .306. She's been the team starting shortstop every game this year. She launches a deep fly to left field. It's carrying well. Oh my gosh. Shot goes down as she crashes into the fence. Rager slides in safely with a triple, but all attention right now on Sam Schott. Thankfully gets back on her feet, but that was really tough to watch.
A good job by Rager, just kind of staying back on this ball and then bringing that knob through quickly on a ball that was up in the zone. And as you said, Schott was racing back really hard, unable on that angle particularly to be able to see just how hard she hit the wall. And honestly, Brendan, from our angle here where we are, it looked like she hit shoulder head, kind of snapped back and fell. And that's exactly where they're feeling the base of her neck area right now.
Well, Jordan Rager comes up with the triple, which will make her feel substantially better after a couple of errors in the bottom of the first. But right now, all the attention and concern for Sam Schott. Hope she's okay. Sam from Longview, Texas, gets a chance to play in the College World Series during her freshman season. She started yesterday in left field, but I think she was taken out of the game, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she was, when Sarah Gartman came in to pitch in the 5th inning. Unfortunately, folks, we don't have a better angle for you. Just the tough reality of shooting over the top of and sometimes through this fence with the big poles there. I know it occasionally can obstruct the view. The good news is Schott seems like she's all right. Got a nice little round of applause, and Sam's going to stay in the game, so tip of the cap to her. Glad she's okay. All right, So USI can go back to being excited because Sam is all right. You don't want to see anybody get hurt on either team. And now USI is the tying run at the plate. Runner at third with one out. It's Sammy Cahiga. Kind of feels like when you're in elimination games, it's really hard not to ride the emotions of the game. And to me, I just feel like you've got to respond as quickly as possible after that sloppy last inning, just to help you feel like, hey, we're in this thing.
Well, and getting the jump, I think, is critical. And Southern Indiana unable to do that in the top of the first. And Tyler on their first at-bat able to do so. And I think that just, like, you almost feel like the stress is coming out of UT Tyler. They're able to play a little bit more their style ball, a little bit more relaxed.
Off the plate outside. So UT Tyler, mentioned they're in their first full season of D2 postseason eligibility. The first year that they played a Division II schedule was the COVID year in 2020. They were off to a really good start then, 17-3 before the rest of the season was canceled. Good job by Cahiga drawing the walk. And last year, getting a chance to play 40 games. And they finished the season 33-7, feeling pretty comfortable about what they are ready to go up against. And with the 47-8 record this year, that means that their Division II record in 3 seasons is 97-18. Pretty darn good.
They didn't shy away from any talent either. Playing in now the Lone Star Conference, which...
Yeah, they're 58-10 in the league.
It's just, that's an incredible feat in itself when you think about the teams that have come out of that conference and have been competitive weeks on end here.
26-4 in the conference this year, 27-3 in the conference last year. Back-to-back regular season championships, the first 2 full seasons that they competed in the LSC. Softly to short, they're coming home with it. Great throw, perfect tag. That's how you play defense. Bailey Simone, Ashley Perez, well done.
Trying to press the envelope a little bit on the defense here early on. And I think you were anticipating maybe going for 2, but coming and seeing something. And again, decision was made right off the contact with the bat for Rager to go, and all of a sudden 2 outs now.
Mary Bean with her first at-bat of the day, and she takes outside. So Cahiga at second, Martinez at first, after Rager was gunned down at the plate. Goff taking her time.
Coach Kunkel told us earlier this week she loves the resiliency of this group and how they've been challenged in so many ways.
What did that hit?
Challenged today.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I feel like that hit the umpire in the foot.
Yep, in the toe.
I didn't see it hit the bat, though. And she immediately signaled for a dead ball. That one's fouled back into the screen. Two on, 2 out. The pitch to Bean is hit in the air, out to right field. Hannah Fradkin comes in to make the catch. Jordan Rager hit a one-out triple to left field, but Southern Indiana does not score in the top of the second, and it's still 2-0 Patriots. Bottom of 2. UT Tyler capitalized on a couple of errors last inning and scored 2 unearned runs. And they'll send 8-9-1 to the plate in the second inning. It's an elimination game, no time to leave anything in the tank. First pitch bunted by Fratkin, and Mary Bean all over it. Fratkin tumbles over first base. She's called out. Hopefully she's all right. Face first into the turf. Wonder if Mike Reed might be inquiring about an obstruction call. Nope, okay. So Fratkin is retired. Good play by Mary Bean.
Yeah, great play, honestly, by Martinez to get to the bag and to make that play, but Bean doing a nice job coming across the diamond as well.
Sam Schott. I'm interested to see her swing the bat after crashing into that fence out in left field last inning. Glad she stayed in the game, but something to keep in your memory bank. Watch is a good pitch right down the middle there.
Yep.
Watch your lips. Well, I've had a couple of heart-stopping moments.
Yeah, shot running for posterity there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if Allie Gooden throws something a little bit off speed here with an 0-2 count.
Fights it off, foul. That one is fouled off of her foot at home plate. No umpire signaled foul ball there.
Shot, she's taking one in the neck, taking one in the foot.
Sheesh.
Still in the box. Get back in the box. See if Gooden goes right at her.
Little half swing. Mary Bean quickly gets rid of it. 2 outs. UT Tyler goes back to the top of the order, and Shannon Klaus, who singled and scored last time up. Patriots have been the unanimous #1 team in the country 8 of the 13 weeks that they've been ranked #1. There's a ground out to end the inning, and if they are the first team eliminated from this year's tournament, that would send a shockwave all across Division II softball. At the moment, they lead 2-0 as we're headed to the third. Headed to the third inning. Let's get another look at downtown Denver. And George's showing you some great shots from around the city here this first couple of days of this tournament. Excited for what's to come here at MSU Denver. This is Game 7. That one hits the outside corner. Nicely done by Tatum Goff. First pitch, a called strike.
Yeah, Tatum's been doing all that she possibly can, Brendan, to really keep these pitches away, especially the slap hitters, and make it extremely difficult on their timing. If they're not coming straight out towards the pitcher's circle, it's going to make it even tougher to make contact with the ball. If she gets some movement on plate, curve that ball even further to the outside.
The way the tournament is structured with 8 schools, you got to play down to your final 2 where you'd have a best of 3 championship series. And everybody's got to lose twice until you get to those final 2. That means you've got 14 games minimum, and there are 3, if necessary, games along the way. So you could play as many as 17. Last couple years, we've had 14. We've played the minimum number of games. So potentially, this could be halfway home. 4 games yesterday, 4 games today. This is the 3rd game of the day. This game and our next one, both elimination games. We only have 2 on the docket tomorrow. Those are also elimination games. Chopped off the plate by Bedrick. No chance to get her. And they rule her safe at first base.
Well, the biggest thing on this slap here by Bedrick was the fact that she chopped it into the ground. And I think we're going to question whether she was obstructed the bag.
I mean, both the runner and the fielder have a right to the base.
Right, and so for Bedrick, it's her responsibility to be on the outside part of that bag.
Mike Reed, the head coach at UT Tyler, asked our home plate umpire, Chelsea Clark, Kevin Condor at first, Eddie Hall at third. They're all speaking here. So this could potentially be our first replay challenge of the game.
If we could see it again, even though they're going to discuss it, it doesn't look like they're going to discuss what they saw again. And they're not going to challenge it. But let's take a peek at it again before it does. Chopped into the ground. where the foot was. And actually, I think that, that was wise on coach's part not to go after it, because see where the foot is there of Dominguez covering the bag? She's got to be able to give the batter base runner the opportunity, especially if she's running outside, to hit the bag, and that was not given there. So that's the reason why you didn't waste your challenge.
Yeah, great replay. Clearly Dominguez.
And those are the conversations that they're having, Brendan. You know, to decide, like, okay, tell me what you're asking. All right, I'm going to go down and check. Okay, tell me what they saw. Okay, I am not challenging.
You only get 2 challenges, no matter if you win them or not. Bedrick on first. Nally bunts it foul. 0-2. In the meantime, Seton Hill has gotten out of their seats. They were sitting next to the UT Tyler third base dugout. They're going to get up and get a move on it because their season's on the line when this game's over. Way outside. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first with nobody out in the top of the 3rd inning. That is absolutely drilled into right field for a base hit. Good piece of hitting by Kennedy Nally, and the Screaming Eagles have something stirring in the 3rd.
Go with what's given, right? And that's exactly what Nally did here. You know, she's adjusting. Second time through now seeing Goff. And, hey, if you're going to keep hanging balls out there on the outside part of the plate on me, I'm just going to go with that pitch and slap it where it needs to be.
So, head coach Mike Reed calls time, and he'll go out to the circle, talk things over with the infield. This is not to make a change, but something's going to give here. Meanwhile, the Adelphi Panthers are also up and moving around. They're going to get ready for their game to get started. Looks like there's a couple of bullpen activities going on down for UT Tyler. Morgan McAlexander and Peyton Foster both starting to loosen up. Tatum Goff struggling a little bit with her command here. Socked up the middle, long run and a great grab. Klaus can't get it to relay 3rd in time. Bedrick tags up, although that was
yeah.
had your heart in your throat.
Yeah, it totally had heart in your throat because a little bit late tagging up there, and I think Coach Kunkel was breathing a sigh of relief. She had started to go the opposite way, thinking that Klaus had been burned out there in center field, and getting in safely for under the tag on the play. Screaming Eagle's going to make this one interesting on their coach. She may need some hair coloring before this one's done.
Lexi Fair flies out on a well-hit ball now. Allie Gooden puts it in the air to shallow right field. Fratkin makes the catch. Here comes Bedrick. She dives in safely. Nally to second. USI's on the board. Gooden helps her own cause with a sacrifice fly.
Simple textbook ball. And a nice job wasting out, getting the ball to the outfield just as you needed to be done. Gooden helping herself here. And all of a sudden here, it's a 1-run game.
Here's a really good hitter in Katie Back. Right back up the middle, base hit. Nally comes around. Bedrick's throw is good, but it's too late. Back goes to second. USI back-to-back run-producing plays. 2-2 in the third.
A ball with a lot of spin on it, Brendan, and thought it was going to hang up just enough there maybe to make a play for the infielders. Did not, but Klaus getting some good strength behind the throw as it came home, but a nice slide in, and suddenly we have a 2-2 game.
And we're going to have a pitching change. Mike Reed comes out. Looks like Sarah Gartman is standing next to him. She was not one of the ones warming up down in the bullpen, but maybe she warmed up previously as Gartman comes out to take the ball from Tatum. But Gartman pitched well yesterday when she was in there.
Got a couple innings under her belt, facing 8 batters and only giving up 1 hit. A little bit more velocity than we have seen with Goff, and it looks like we're also going to have some changes. No, they're just changing up the cards. Looks like maybe.
Yeah, I would imagine that Tatum Goff will continue to hit for herself. So the question will be, what happens with the DP or Avery Farr, the first baseman who is not batting for herself?
Yeah, they are definitely making some changes here on defense as well.
Okay, Amanda Marek is coming into the game. It looks like she's going to right field. So Gartman is pitching. Actually, I beg your pardon, Marek is playing first base. Michelle Arias has checked into the game in right field. So a whole slew of changes for the Patriots.
Interesting with some defensive changes here. I think that has a lot to do with the velocity.
Arias makes the catch. Jordan Rager flies out to right field to end the inning. But Gooden with a sac fly, Katie Back an RBI single. And Southern Indiana has tied the game at 2 here in the middle of the third.
Farr wasn't hit.
All right. We are moving along in the bottom of the third inning.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, sure is. First batter for UT Tyler is Courtney Plochek. 2-3-4 due up for the Patriots. That one's fouled straight down. It looks like Amanda Marek went into the lineup in the 8-hole in place of Fradkin, and she moves to first base. So we won't see Marek hit here for a little bit, even though Fradkin was playing right field. Gartman went in the 10 spot in the order for Avery Farr. Tatum Goff will continue to hit for herself as the pitcher. Or I should say she's now the DP. Let me take that back. This ball's lofted into left center field for a base hit for Plotchek. So Courtney Plotchek leads off the third inning. A nicely hit double.
Plotchek now with 3 hits in this short series, and even the outs that she has had, Brendan, she has hit with force and velocity. A nice one into the gap easily. Able to step into second base, standing up.
Ashley Perez, a sac fly her last time up. Ashley Perez hits a high, deep fly to left, but it stays in the yard. Nally catches it on the track. Plotchek tags and goes to third.
That's some pretty good base running right there, especially with the fact that Nally was kind of drifting away from where she needed to make that throw into left center field. She's got to twist her body all the way back around. Good job now with the go-ahead run at third.
Arias, by the way, is hitting in the 6 hole in place of Escamilla. The batter is Tatum Goff, who is now the new DP. So Goff stays in the cleanup hole. Arias bats 6th for Escamilla. She's in right. Marek batting 8th for Fradkin, playing first base. Avery Farr comes off the field. Gartman, the pitcher, is now not batting in the order. And she's in the 10 spot on the lineup card. It took a little maneuvering, but we got there.
Good thing for whiteout.
Ain't that the truth? Sharp ground ball on the right play. Goff tagged out. Good job by Lexi Fair there.
Yep, holding on with 2 hands on that ball, too.
Nothing to do for Plotchek. So it's up to Mac Dominguez with an infield single last time. Try and bring home what could be a go-ahead run. It sure does bring home the go-ahead run. Mac Dominguez with a sharply hit single to left field. 3-2 Patriots.
That's a solid piece of hitting right there. There's nothing about it. It's a good job in staying silent. Getting a nice turn and whip on that bat. 3-2.
Arias with her first at bat of the day. She watches up high for ball 1. Michelle Arias, a sophomore from San Antonio. Not a bad eye there. Had a 3-hit game back in February against Quincy. That's been her season best, but she's had a boatload of multi-hit games. If you look back in the first 2 weeks of the year.
Oh, nice pitch.
Arias also had 9 RBIs between 2 games against Drury and Quincy in February. She had a couple of other big RBI days, a couple more with 4. She's had several 3 RBI games, but really hasn't driven a whole lot of runs in since then. So she is certainly capable. Seven home runs, 15 RBIs on the season. Pops this one up. Shallow right center. Could be tough. But Bedrick runs it down. And that'll complete the inning. All right, Courtney Plotchek's leadoff double came home when Mac Dominguez brought her around on the RBI single with 2 outs. And it's now the Patriots 3 and the Screaming Eagles 2. You're watching live streaming coverage as we go to the 4th inning on NCAA.com.
Not sure that that's where it is, though.
Rolling to the top of the 4th inning. Beautiful day and a great city to walk. Downtown Denver. Love walking this city. First pitch misses inside for ball 1 to the catcher, Sammy Cahiga. She walked last time up, but was stranded at second base. Denver's a fun town.
It's a fun town. It's not only right on top of it, but it's a beautiful area. Of course, they're eating, drinking, and sleeping Avalanche hockey right now, which is awesome because it's fun to watch other teams' fans, get all excited to potentially play the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I was just going to say, you're a little more invested in that as a Tampa Bay Lightning aficionado and Tampa resident. I like playoff hockey, but
playoff hockey's fun. The Edmonton-Calgary game last night when we got back to the hotel was a lot of fun to watch for sure. And there's just so much to do here, right? It's a great setting for these student athletes. They can go see some history. Play ball obviously is the #1 business trip. But there's just so much for them to do here, experience and learn the history of this area and this part of the country where, many of them probably haven't even traveled before.
Long fly ball hit to right field. This could be trouble, and it gets down past Arias. Cahiga has extra bases, a standing double.
That ball certainly kept floating, didn't it? And Cahiga on her bicycle as she rounded first base. First, I think she probably thought it was just another routine ball. But back to back.
Pinch runner is Michaela D'Amico. She's an important run here. What's the name of the place you and I went to last year? Up in the mountains. Some old
Golden?
Was it in Golden?
I think it was in
went
Golden.
to basically an old
saloon
gold mining town. Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm proud to be from Cleveland, but they don't have that in Cleveland.
Of course, Red Rock, which I understand. I think Seton Hill went to Red Rock yesterday.
Did they? Nice.
Yeah, I believe so.
Rachel Martinez.
And it looks like those mountains behind us are so much closer than they actually are.
They're actually a pretty good hike from here.
They are a hike.
Yep. Yeah, they sure are.
There you go. Looks like you could just reach out and be right there. Not so much.
It's a good little drive to get up there. Way upstairs.
That's a good job by Perez. She doesn't make that stop there. And all of a sudden, the tying runs over at third base.
Little flare to the right side. Mini collision, but Dominguez hangs on. And makes a odd throw back in, but that's okay. Martinez is put out. Mary Bean. She's had kind of an up and down week so far. Looking for something to really hang her hat on. She's made a couple of better defensive plays today. 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. She hits that one right on the screws up the middle. What a catch! Klaus! Waiting for the signal. Oh, they called her safe. Oh, boy. Wouldn't be surprised if somebody challenges this.
No, I honestly, she did get in. I think from my angle here, I felt as though she got completely back in. She was lucky. Definitely got her hand back in.
Admittedly, on the replay
Very fortunate there, though.
I agree with you. She was back in safely in real time. I sure thought that she may not have been so lucky. So Mary Bean is put out. Shannon Klaus, great play. Bedrick takes ball 1.
Interesting thought process here with 2 down. Showing that bunt. Seeing what the defense was doing.
A called strike on the outside corner. And we're even at 1-1. Bedrick stays alive.
That's all she was doing on that play. That ball was so far out of the zone and kept away from her.
This one gets through, a seeing eye single. D'Amico to the plate, and she is toast. What a throw! Klaus showing off some leather and a terrific arm this half inning. Sue Kunkel might be asking about an obstruction call. They'll talk about it. I mean, I guess I understand where she's coming from, but the throw beat the runner by so much. What are you supposed to do? You're the catcher. You got to tag her out.
Absolutely.
It's not a force out.
And Perez, just to be safe, not only tagged her once, but she just tagged her twice. I thought that there was a path. They are going to take a look at it here. I thought there was a path there, but they are going to take a look at it here, so they'll send it off to Pittsburgh.
Well, at the moment, Mackenzie Bedrick is standing on second base. She thinks she's got an RBI single. She certainly has the base hit. I mean, Bedrick practically threw that from the back of the infield. I don't know what else, if that call were to be overturned, I'm not sure what else Perez could have done.
And she's up in front. She's up in front of the plate. She actually had to come back. There was a path there to go to.
So again, the review here is for obstruction, not for whether or not she was able to get her hand on the plate in time. She never got to the plate. And believe me, I understand where Sue Kunkel is coming from. You're fighting for your team. That's a tying run. You might as well take a shot on it if she feels that she could have that overturned. But I have to think that this is going to be upheld.
Yeah, they just have announced it on, we're fortunate that we're inside the slack center, and there you see the out call made. So it ends the inning.
All right, so a great play by Shannon Klaus, not once but twice in that top inning. Going to the bottom of the 4th. or check that, 3 innings as the starting pitcher. And she is replaced here by Haley Gottschall. By the way, the catcher, Sammy Kahiga, has also re-entered. So, let's see what Gottschall has in store. She's a freshman from Lucerne, Indiana, out of Pioneer High School. And in her first year of college softball, pitching in the Division II National Tournament.
She's gotten some good runs this season. She's in her 20th appearance. 8-0 in the circle this year with a 2.59 ERA. 37 walks, 38 Ks on 74 hits.
Called strike. Bailey Simone. Amanda Marek.
Coach Reed coming out, and he said, you know what? I thought she pulled that bat back in time. Didn't matter. It was in the strike zone. It was a strike.
Sam Schott also scheduled to bat this inning. That one's downstairs. Kind of a nervy spot for a freshman to come into this game here. Elimination game in the national tournament. You're either ready or you're not.
No. But I think, you know, if she only pitched maybe 12 innings this year, I'd be concerned. She's pushing towards 70 innings on the season, so she's seen enough time.
Simone lined out sharply to center field last time. And now she's got a full count. UT Tyler. 3 runs, 5 hits. They have not committed an error and stranded 3. Southern Indiana, 2 runs on 6 hits with 2 errors. They've stranded 5. In the air to center field. Bedrick. Got it. 1 out for Amanda Marek, her first at-bat of the afternoon.
Ever since we've had the delay, it seems as though the wind has kind of settled and pushed the ball back into the field of play here. Some balls that appeared to be lofty fly balls. Now granted, you know, North Georgia got it done. Just making good contact with those 6 runs in the 3rd inning to hold on for their 8-0 victory.
By the way, Haley Gottschall, pretty accomplished in high school. She's a 3-time first-team All-State honoree. A couple of state championship wins. Was also a state finalist as a high school pitcher. Ended her high school career 70-6 with a 1.22 ERA and 700 strikeouts. Last year as a senior, 20-2 with a 1.10 ERA, 231 strikeouts. So she has pitched in big games before. See what she's got here today. Popped it up. This might land on top of us. I was kind of bracing myself for a loud
Never
bang.
came down.
Up into the heavens, and there it
Never came
goes. Never to be seen again. Marek trying to hang tough. She sure got a pitch to drive, didn't she? Way back and off the base of the fence. Took an awkward hop. Kind of ricocheted toward third base, so Marek content with a double.
Well, Mark brought in for her flashy defensive plays with her glove at both first and right field, but here she just torqued up and ripped this ball off the base of the wall.
So Sam Schott stands in. 0 for 1 with a ground out to third base. Glad she's been okay after crashing into the wall earlier in the game. Schott takes.
Good spot.
Yeah, I don't really know where that missed, if I'm being honest with you.
Good spot.
Looked pretty
Seemed
good.
like right at the knees.
Big cut. Came up empty. One ball, one strike. Runner at second with one out. On the ground, backhanded effort. Martinez can't stab it. Here comes the runner. Marek dives in. The throw hits back to second base, and she is out. Shot thrown out at second as she tried to advance, but Marek came around to score, and it's 4-2 Patriots.
Trying to be aggressive, right? They knew that ball was going to come back into the infield. No cut made. But shotgun down at second base by a good half a step.
So it's 4-2 UT Tyler with the bases empty and 2 outs for Shannon Klaus. Called strike. Klaus has had a good day in the outfield, and she singled and scored in her first at bat. Chopped off the plate. Taken care of by Gottschall. Inning over, but not before another run comes across. UT Tyler has scored in 3 of the 4 innings so far. And in the tightest game of our championship week, it's 4-2 after 4. Four innings complete here in Denver, Colorado. Right up against several highways. Metropolitan State sits right up against what is usually a pretty heavy traffic center when you get into rush hour, but today a little lighter than normal. Nally, Fair, and Gooden for USI. Now trails by 2 for the second time this afternoon. Ellie Gooden was the starting pitcher for USI. 3 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 hits, a walk, no strikeouts. Still in the game. I assume she's going to continue to bat for herself, but actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, Gottschall probably is in the lineup, right? Yeah, Gottschall went in straight up for Gooden, so Gooden will not bat this inning. Katie Back, the DP, is in the 5 hole. Nally with a 2-2 count. Outside. Sarah Gartman on in relief for Tatum Goff. She got the final out of the third inning on one pitch, and then worked the fourth most recently. Payoffs upstairs, and the Screaming Eagles have a little life here. Lead-off walk. Nally's been on base twice now. And here's the dangerous Lexi Fair, who homered twice yesterday.
First base, number 13, Lexi Fair.
Lexi on the ground left side to Plocek. Throws it wildly, and it pulled off Dominguez. Everybody safe.
Tell you what, it was a heck of a play by Dominguez to keep that ball in the infield. She was going to the bag, and the throw was going down towards right field, and made a heck of a stretch.
I think there may be a pinch runner coming. I'm not sure. Meantime, Mike Reed is going out to the circle. And I get the impression that Lexi Fair is not going to run for herself. Actually, you know what? Yeah, okay, it is fair, but the Nally walking off of second base gave me a momentary pause there. It was just because timeout was called. See this play at second base one more time as Mike Reed walks off the field. I think it was the right play by Plocek, but the throw was just airmailed.
Too far off, and a great job, like I said, to hold on and not allow that ball to go out to the outfield.
Tell you what, that's pretty close. I think she's out.
No,
wow.
She's up off the bag when she makes that grab, but a great job. Great job. Great job. Because otherwise, then that happens and it goes out to the outfield, you definitely have your runners split.
USI, first and second, nobody out for Haley Gottschall.
Tell you, there have been a ton of bang-bang plays thus far in this tournament, and the umpires have been on it. Pittsburgh's been on it, and that's the way it should be, and that's why these umpires are decorated enough and work hard enough to be in this setting this week as well. They're the best of the best.
Hannah Long, the pinch runner at first base for Lexi Fair. Gottschall takes down and away. It hit the inside corner for strike three. Delayed punch out. I thought I heard a yell, but I couldn't tell if it was an umpire or a fan.
It might have been Perez, too. She was pretty emphatic there as well. Sets up on that inside corner. Perfect. Perez holding it.
That's a big out.
Yeah, sure is.
Gottschall goes down looking, and here's Katie back.
Uh-oh.
Back hits one pretty good to center field. Klaus is out of room, and she goes crashing into the fence. Nally and Long both trying to score. The relay to the plate is not nearly in time. It's a game-tying two-run triple.
One out, a lot of room out in the outfield. We talked about this. This ball was up in the zone, and more so into the gap. A long way for Klaus to go as it ricochets oddly off the wall. As you said, just easy peasy heading into third base with the triple.
I think we're going to get another pinch runner here as Jordan Rager comes to the plate. So Katie Back will jog off the field. USI is bringing Emma Tucher, who was originally in the 10 spot on the lineup card. She's going to go over and run for Katie. And a substitution with a pitching change. Kaylee Davis now on for UT Tyler. Boy, this is one busy lineup card today. Each team fighting like crazy, using every ounce of energy they have and trying to use their best judgment in lots of different situations here. It's called for a full team effort.
Absolutely.
Could you tell us a little bit about Davis?
Kaylee Davis, a 1.82 ERA on this season. And for Davis, wearing number 99, Agent 99 in this case. 28 on the season. 4 complete games on the year. This will be her 73rd and a third innings pitched. She's given up 60 hits, 25 runs, 19 of those earned. And it's just 16 walks and 58 Ks, so there is a solid ratio there.
2 across for USI to tie the game in the 5th. 1 out. After Katie Back at the 2-run triple, Tucher runs for her at third. Jordan Rager the batter. USI looking for its first lead of this elimination game. We are tied at 4 in the top of the 5th inning. This has easily been our tightest game and our first 7 now in this tournament. It's been pretty obvious the first 6 games which team was going to win by the time we got to about the 6th inning. This one is totally up for grabs. Infield in for the Patriots. Rager fouls it off. Whoever loses this game, their season comes to a close. The winner lives to fight another day as they stave off elimination and play Auburn Montgomery tomorrow. The game will be played at 12 noon local time here in the Mountain Time Zone.
Rager stayed back last time she was up and ripped that ball off the base of the fence in left field. Now, granted, she is seeing Kaylee Davis for the first time. But it's all about swing path right now, and I love the swing path that she took last time up. Stayed back on it a little bit longer.
One, two. Fights it off again. I don't know what Rager's laughing about, but that's a big smile. Impressed with her after, frankly, a bad first inning. She personally committed 2 errors, and it allowed both UT Tyler runs to score. And she's been really good at wiping the slate clean. She smashed a triple to left field in her first at-bat and hit a really solid fly ball that went to deep right field before Fradkin tracked it down in the 3rd inning. Two-two pitch. Fouled off another one.
Totally in on her fists. Got to be careful with Davis going back towards the outside on this next one.
2 championship caliber teams with a ton of experience in big stages like this. Rager fights off another one. Texas Tyler winning the South Central region. They were the best team in the Lone Star Conference. Southern Indiana out of the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Champs in the Midwest region after a heck of a run and a couple of really tight white knuckler wins over Grand Valley State. And a doubleheader there in the Supers. Rager having a really good at bat.
Yep, we're fighting it off. That's what good hitters do. Keep fighting it off, fighting it off. You hope that pitcher just makes a little bit of a mistake. She can get one that you can hit. I think it's a Davis's advantage. She could take something off of it a little bit here too.
Boy, Kaylee Davis has got her hands full with her first hitter. Rager is fighting off an awful lot of good pitches. Again, the 2-2. Finally chased one up and out of the zone. Strike three. Davis changed her eye level. That's a big punch out. Now there's two gone.
She worked the ball in, she worked the ball out, it wasn't working, and she said, you know what, I'm going to see if I can go get her to chase one here, and you're absolutely right. Big potato coming in that Rager thought she could catch up with and unable to.
UT Tyler was decked out in white and orange yesterday. Today wearing those navy and gray uniforms. There's still a lot of folks behind home plate with orange UT Tyler accessories. Yeah, you can see some of them behind home plate. One and oh. That's a pretty good pitch, but a little high.
Good discipline.
Cahiga has walked and doubled. She was thrown out at the plate in the fourth inning. Looking for a go-ahead base hit. In there, a strike. 2-1. Right back through the middle. Southern Indiana leads for the first time in this elimination game. Cahiga delivers. Emma Tucher scores from third base. It's 5-4.
Fighting and clawing, right? Fighting and clawing. And Cahiga didn't chase that first pitch that was up in the zone, but she said, you know what, this one's down a little bit closer to my eyes. I'm going to take a chance because of velocity on it. I think I can catch up with it. And she does. Good for the RBI and the lead.
Rachel Martinez cuts through it, 0 for 2. Texas Tyler led 2-0. USI tied the game at 2 in the third. Patriots scored 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Take a 4-2 lead. But USI has responded with a 3 spot here in the fifth. This is exactly what you hope an elimination game would feel like, isn't it? Both teams that seem like they truly value every pitch, every out. Hasn't been perfect by any stretch for both sides, but they're fighting through it. Love the resiliency. Martinez flares one in foul ground, and that's pulled in. Marek makes the catch. The inning comes to a close. But how about Katie Back? A 2-run triple to tie the game. And then Sammy Cahiga gives them the lead. It's 5-4 Screaming Eagles, middle of 5. Home half of the 5th inning, 5-4. USI over UT Tyler. The Patriots, the home team. Is that a turkey? I think it's a turkey.
It looks like a
She's
turkey
sitting.
that lost
She's
its way.
literally sitting right behind home plate. You can see her right over the umpire's head there. I'm pretty sure that's a turkey.
Mom, what are you wearing to the game today?
Oh my gosh!
So I can pick you out in the crowd. I'm going to be wearing my turkey hat, so you can pick me out right away. Okay, Mom. Make sure you don't stand anywhere near anybody. If I don't acknowledge you during the game, you know exactly why.
Holy smokes! You wouldn't catch me dead with a turkey on my head. 1 ball, 1 strike.
No.
That is a foul ball.
Ow.
Ooh, caught her in the back. You know, it's a foul ball, but I kind of wish there would have been a little more authority in yelling foul, because then maybe Cahiga wouldn't have
ate it.
thrown down to first base and
Yeah, I agree.
drilled Plocek. It was close enough that it could have been a fair ball.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
picked
she's
up
sorry.
in the
She just
left-handed
told her.
batter's box. I mean, look, that's not
Yeah.
intentional.
No, absolutely. Cahiga's
could
like,
have been
I
avoided.
am so sorry. So, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. There was no hand up raised, foul, nothing. So you do what you do. You play through. Everybody's okay, and great sportsmanship there by Cahiga.
Long fly ball from Plocek deep to center, and it's off the very top of the fence. Courtney Plocek needs to get in the weight room.
Yeah.
Almost had a homer. Instead, she's got a double. This back and forth affair continues. Somehow I don't think any of the Patriots are going to tell her to start doing more push-ups.
No, Plocek has just been stroking the ball so well. I believe that's her 4th hit of this series, and it really doesn't miss by much. Hit off the top of the L there.
Ashley Perez at the plate. She takes outside. You know what? I think I just realized that's not a turkey. It's a bald eagle. They're the Patriots.
That's a bald eagle? That's a different bald eagle.
It's probably hard to tell from this angle
is.
right on top of it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a bald eagle.
I'm going to go with turkey. I want to go with the turkey.
2-0 to Perez.
From that angle, yeah.
It's a bald eagle
It's a bald
for sure.
eagle.
Let freedom ring, baby.
Yep.
Ashley Perez,
But the
3
turkey
balls,
story
no
was
strikes.
good that we started.
Oh, it made me think about the Macy's Day Parade. I mean, that's kind of
Absolutely.
where my head went. Feel like if you're wearing a bald eagle on your head, you better be one of the loudest people here. You gotta own that.
She's in the nest
In
right
the
now.
nest.
She's nesting.
3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, maybe she's squawking.
She's nesting for her team.
Oh, man.
Mama calling the Patriots home.
5-4 in the 5th.
Oh, took something off of it. How disciplined was Perez there with the 3-1 count not to go after that pitch?
Pretty impressive as Tatum Goff comes to the plate. Imagine we're going to have a pinch runner for Perez. You know, Goff gets all these accolades for what she does as a pitcher, but she leads the team in batting average, homers. I beg your pardon, that's Perez. Goff, offensively, is hitting .414 in the 9 national tournament games between the regionals, the supers, and these first couple games here. Leads the team with 2 homers and 13 RBIs. She's had an RBI in 11 straight games entering this D2 College World Series. So this is a hot bat at the plate, even though a lot of people are talking about her because of her really good arm and her 1.69 ERA. She squares to bunt here and pops it foul. That was a bit scary.
I'm kind of surprised on that, too. Lefty batter, the big bat in the lineup. Going for the push-along sacrifice.
Grace
element of
Davis.
surprise there, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Grace Davis, the pinch runner, by the way. First and second, nobody out. See, here's the part that I don't necessarily understand. If Goff is going to show bunt at the first one because she's going to have a sacrifice and she fouls it off, to me, you're committed to that idea, because if you're not going to bunt the next time, then you're hurting your own ability if you take that strike. As it is, I mean, it's worked out in her favor because there have been a couple balls from Gottschall that have missed the zone, but the odds don't necessarily favor that.
She just reread what the third base Coach Reed was. Actually, it was not Coach Reed over third. Never mind.
How about Tatum Goff? Watch this one. Sail out of here off the scoreboard. Talk about clutch. Tatum Goff and the Tyler Patriots back out front, 7-5.
Well. And Goff showing her power. Can't take that big bat out of her hands and sacrifice that runner over. Ding! Right off the top of the scoreboard. Very impressive.
That's the longest home run of the week.
Yeah.
Heat-seeking missile off the scoreboard. And unfortunately, that's it for Miss Gottschall. She gives way now. This is Katie Back now pitching. She's going to have some more lineup card logistics. Back was the designated player as Goff enjoys her time back in the dugout. A 3-run blast. We've had a couple of big 3-run homers this week.
Yeah, we had one off the top of the storage building out there. We had a dinger off of the light post. That was impressive. That was a kerplunk on the scoreboard.
How about Texas Tyler responding with 3 runs here in the 5th inning before they get an out after surrendering 3 and giving up the lead in the top half of the frame. This has been a fun back and forth game.
Certainly has.
Now pitching, the Screaming Eagles.
So the Screaming Eagles turn to Katie Back. Would you tell us what Katie Back's done as a pitcher this year?
Well, for the Screaming Eagles this season, Katie back into the circle with a 6-1 record, a 2.54 ERA. 12-4 on the season is back. Only 30 innings pitched. So this will be interesting to see how she tries to tame these Patriot bats, Brendan, with just nobody out in this big 3-run 6th.
Mac Dominguez climbs in the box. So the lineup card changes include Gottschall moving to DP. Back is going to pitch, and Tucher goes into right field. There's a strike called. So Emma Tucher is back out there defensively. I think we're going to go get a rosin bag out of the dugout there. On the ground to Mary Bean in time for the out. Mac Dominguez, the first one retired. He's previously 2 for 2 with a couple singles and an RBI. And now Michelle Arias. Resetting the defense for you in the outfield, Nally, Bedrick, and Tucher. Bean, Rager, Martinez, and Fair in the infield with Cahiga catching. As Arias fouls that one off. Second at bat for Arias. She is 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out. She came in defensively when Gartman was summoned for Tatum Goff. 7-5 Texas Tyler. In there a called strike. Final pitching line for Gottschall. 4 runs, all earned on 4 hits. She only recorded 3 outs. A walk and no strikeouts. She gave up 2 doubles and a homer. Big day for the UT Tyler Patriot offense. It's nothing new for this team. They are as good as anybody in the country. Back spins one a little out of the zone. Back checks the wrist guard. On the ground to short, Rager with a high throw, and it's in time. Arias still standing on the base. We'll take a look at it. I think Coach Reed wants to see a review. He asks immediately for it.
Yeah, nice play deep in the hole by Rager, as they were going to definitely take a look at it here. That's a tough chopper that Rager stays back on.
Well, at full speed, it's too close to tell. We've got to show you them full speed first so we can get the replays to Pittsburgh. Then we'll show you some slower looks. Here we go. It's got to be irrefutable to overturn the call. They called her out on the field.
This may be the angle, the outfield camera. Wow, she may have beaten it.
If she did, it's because she didn't cut her toenails this morning. I mean, right in time.
Yeah,
It's funny, she actually hit the bag
with her
heel.
Yeah.
That's not really
It
how
looks
you're-
like the stretch sold it to me when it was in really fast speed. Slowing it down, even with the heel touch, it's
and maybe that's why it was an out call, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of too many people that are running through first base and
Yeah.
hitting heel first.
Yeah.
No, whatever the case is, it was obviously an extremely close play.
Absolutely. You start slowing it down to that pace.
We'll take one more look at it in just a moment. But it looks like the umpires are ready to make a call. We have our first overturned call of the week. Safe at first base. Arias beats it out. And gets the right call. So a single to the shortstop.
You hit it on the head too. The way that she hit the bag with her foot, she hits it with those toes that she didn't clip. Definitely would have been safe. Made it a little closer by hitting it with the heel.
Just barely.
Absolutely.
Bailey Simone bats with 1 on and 1 out. And again, just a reminder now, just because Texas Tyler won that challenge, they don't get another one or somehow refrain from losing it. The rules are that as a team you get 2 challenges no matter what, and that's it. Not more than 2. There's no way to get more than 2, even if you go 2 for 2 in getting calls overturned. The umpires can choose to review a call after the 6th inning of a game if they so choose.
You don't get any extra if you go to extra innings. You don't carry over any into extra innings.
This ball's hit pretty well to left field. Simone puts it off the fence. Arias dives into third. The throw goes sailing high. It's a double for Simone. I hope Arias is okay. She got a little banged up. Well, Arias gonna try to walk it off. Yeah, I love the aggressiveness of watching someone dive into a base. It's probably not the safest thing to do. You can see her working that left shoulder. I love that reckless abandon with which you play when you do that. Great hit.
Yeah, caught that pitch right out in front of the plate. Good strong throw, but over everything, and this will be the angle. You'll see it here going in, as you said, that head first slide, and just guess she said way she got up, caught that shoulder and those fingers funny.
Amanda Marek in the air down the right side with 1 out. Tucher into foul ground, makes the grab. Here comes Arias, and she slides in safely. Sacrifice fly. Simone goes to third. It's a productive out, and Texas Tyler adds another run. It's now 8-5.
No, you know, you're going away. You've got to make a decision there. You're going away on that play. You know that runner's going to tag. That's a tough play for that right fielder to have to make, and being challenged out there, falling away in foul territory.
I think outs are so valuable at this stage of the game that it's really important that you don't give any away, because the thought there immediately, if you're a USI fan, is should Tucher have let that ball drop in foul ground, in which case a run wouldn't have come home. Great diving play by Rager, but nothing to do about it. Another run scores. It's 9-5. I just think outs are so valuable at this stage of the game that whenever you can get one, you got to take it.
What an inning here by UT Tyler. Definitely their bats have woken up. They've gotten into the crunch of the pitching staff for the Screaming Eagles, and they have had to answer and responded, and as you said, been responding back and forth.
Allie Gooden back down to the bullpen to get hot again. Starting pitcher Allie Gooden went 3 innings at the outset. Gave up 3 runs on 5 hits before Haley Gottschall took her place. This is Shannon Klaus, 9th batter of the inning. Still life for the Patriots. 1 on, 2 out, 5 across. Tatum Goff crushed a 3-run homer.
She sure did.
Marek a sac fly, Sam shot an RBI single. On the ground right side, and it's going to get through because Martinez broke to cover second base. How about that? On the throw to third, Klaus goes to second. This is a disaster for the Eagles right now.
I'll tell you what, and if I'm Coach Reed, I am so proud of my team right now. This is all Klaus. This is all Klaus. She put that ball down exactly where she needed to put it through to push the runners along. And then she's smart. She's halfway in between. She's watching where that throw is going. She takes advantage of the play, moves on to second base. The force is now off. Great job by UT Tyler.
10th batter of the inning is Plocek. Doubled to center field to start this big frame. Takes a called strike. 5 of UT Tyler's 9 runs have come here in the 5th. They might not be done yet. USI looks a little shell-shocked. Klochek was caught off balance, 0-2.
Klochek has stroked the ball really well. Even her outs, she's hit the ball with authority. Where's that elbow guard? Trying to get in on the plate just a little bit.
Down and away. Lonely spot right now for Katie Back. 2 runs allowed on her line. Klochek got it to a pitch that was up and in, and Tucher drops it. Oh no! That would have ended the inning, and instead 2 score, and it's 11-5.
You call that ball was sinking so fast and a long way to come and just unable to hold on. And the Patriots making it sting further with 2 more runs across. Coach Kunkel getting her team together now, getting back on the same page.
Third error of the game for USI. They've made 5 errors in 2 games here this weekend. And in addition to not playing great defense, USI has run into 2 really good offensive teams. Rogers State, who looks, well, frankly, like maybe the best team here this weekend. And Texas Tyler, who's had, if not the best, the second best offense in the country all season. There's just no easy outs in the lineup. We're in the bottom of the 5th, and UT Tyler's put up 11 runs on 13 hits, and now in an inning where UT Tyler was trailing 5-4, if Ashley Perez homers, the game's over. One on, 2 out, and an extremely dangerous power bat at the plate. This is the best hitter in the history of UT Tyler softball, and it's not close. Can you imagine a 9-run bottom of the 5th?
Know you're going to get a ball that's grooved in there. I don't think Perez is going to have the green light on it, but
that caught the outer edge, 2-1. I mean, it's kind of hard to fire yourself up right now if you're USI. This has truly been a living nightmare this inning. UT Tyler 11-5 with 7 runs. Those last 2 a gift. By the way, Grace Davis, remember she pinch ran for Perez. So Perez is re-entering in the inning that she was previously taken out of. This is a chopper towards second base. It eats up Martinez. You got to be kidding me. Oh, the wheels have fallen off.
Martinez probably has made that play 50,000 times. And just a matter of that hop coming in a different way.
So Tatum Goff, whose 3-run homer made it 7-5 earlier this inning, we thought it was the big defining moment. Could she possibly do it again? Yank just fouled down the first baseline. I mean, just imagine the stories that she could share with her family and friends for the rest of her life if she hit some kind of a walk-off in the same inning that she hit a go-ahead homer. Well, Perez is still running at first, and she's not particularly fleet of foot. So Goff would have to hit one over the fence for that to happen. But game-winning run's on. That's a called strike. Mac Dominguez waiting on deck. What an inning. Seven runs on 6 hits in the inning, with 2 errors that have allowed this inning to extend. 5 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors for USI. 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for UT Tyler. So far they've only stranded 3. This goes up the middle. Plotchek around third. Here she comes. 12-5. Perez, what was she doing? Out at second base. Why would you even get off the base? Mike Reed's got to be saying to her, I don't understand what you were doing there. Oh my gosh. Well, it's an incredibly effective 8-run inning, but the game-winning run was just picked off. 12-5 UT Tyler. Heading to the top of the 6th inning when we come back. UT Tyler only stopped themselves there in the 5th. Well, it's a beautiful day in Denver, and UT Tyler is certainly enjoying themselves. I'm not sure they would have said that before the bottom of the 5th inning. This has been some kind of game. Patriots led 2-0, then it was tied at 2. They scored 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th to take a 4-2 lead. Mary Bean cuts and misses here. USI with a 3-run top of the 5th inning. Katie Back with a huge 2-run triple. And Sammy Cahiga had an RBI single. Gave him a 5-4 lead. UT Tyler scored 8 runs on 7 hits in the bottom of the 5th inning, and a base running mistake, the only reason. By the way, they've called, is that obstruction or interference?
Pitch.
Oh, illegal pitch? Okay, I was trying to figure out. It was an illegal pitch called by the third base umpire, Eddie Hall. So instead of 0-2, it's 1-1. Anyways, they ran themselves out of an inning with a game-winning run picked off there at second base. Still an 8-run inning. You don't see too many snowmen in the inning tallies.
Not too many snowmen. Not in this sport.
It's hard to do. Well, the Screaming Eagles rather quiet at the moment in that first base dugout. They need something to lift their spirits here to start this 6th inning. And it doesn't start there.
Three pitches by Davis, all kept away from Bean. And just blowing it by her hard as we head back now up to the top of the order.
Mackenzie Bedrick. Congratulations to her. She's the Elite 90 award winner here this weekend. Elite 90 award is given to the student athlete at each of the NCAA's 90 NCAA championship events. That individual who has the highest grade point average of anybody that's competing in that field. 4.0 in nursing for Bedrick. There were actually 2 students, and they did not announce who the other one was, but there were 2 students that had a 4.0, and when they have a tie like that, they actually go to the student who has accumulated the most credit hours with that GPA, and Bedrick won the tiebreaker. And she bunts it foul. And because she did that with 1 strike, right? Was 1 and 1? Yeah, now it's 1 and 2. I was thinking for a moment it could have been bunted with 2 strikes. Updated that too quickly on the scoreboard for me. All right, that's way outside, and we're even up. Bedrick's grounded out, and she has singled twice. Also scored the very first run of the game for USI. Good snag by Plocek. Excellent play, 2 outs.
Using that range, and good thing a little bit of height on that play. Almost looked like she surprised herself. Able to come back and get her feet back around.
How about Kaylee Davis? She's the pitcher of record, I believe, for UT Tyler. Because when Gartman left the game, was it not a 5-4 deficit? Yeah, Gartman gave up the 3-run homer. I beg your pardon. Gartman gave up the 3 runs in the 5th inning. One of which came across after she left the game, when Emma Tucher scored in that 5th. Tucher was pinch running for Katie Back, and Cahiga had the go-ahead hit. So that would make Davis the pitcher of record. She could pick up a win. That'd be pretty cool for her.
Absolutely.
At the moment, the Screaming Eagles are staring down the barrel of a loaded gun here. There are 2 outs, and they only have 4 outs left to score at least 7 runs. I think it's worth repeating, too, that USI, this is their last year as a Division II opponent, and will always be remembered as the 2018 national champions. That was a pretty incredible run they made in Salem, Virginia. Included a no-hitter from Jennifer Lenhart. They eventually beat the Hawks from St. Anselm. There's that little floater up the middle from Kennedy Nally is caught in center field by Shannon Klaus. UT Tyler leads 12-5. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. If the Patriots score this inning, the game will end. It's our first elimination game of the week, and the Patriots are in great shape.
Number 13, Lexi Fair.
Texas Tyler in an elimination game. 8 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 12-5. They were down 5-4 going into that 5th. But it's now 12-5 UT Tyler. We're in the top of the 7th and the last chance for the Screaming Eagles. Lexi Fair, the leadoff hitter. Fair doubled in the first, flew out, reached on a fielder's choice and scored. 2 home runs yesterday. In there, a strike. UT Tyler's had an extra base hit parade today. Plocek a couple doubles. Simone and Marek each have doubles. Tatum Goff, the big home run. But USI with 9 base hits has fared fine offensively. Mentioned Fair had the double. They have triples from Back and Rager. Cahiga also has a double. And they've certainly hit the ball pretty well.
Patriots had a response, though, every single time.
Winner of this game will play Auburn University at Montgomery. That will also be an elimination game, and that is set for 12 noon local time tomorrow here in Denver, 2 o'clock Eastern time. We do have one more game lined up for you later. It'll be at least 30 minutes after this one wraps up. Probably more like 35 minutes or so. Enough time to clear the dugouts, let the team have their appropriate warm-up. Adelphi and Seton Hill. Soft liner to second, 1 out. All right, Allie Gooden had a sac fly back in the 3rd inning. Brought home the Screaming Eagles' first run. And Allie takes a called strike. She's 0 for 2. The last time someone batted in this spot in the order, it was Haley Gottschall. Gooden cracks one hopper to short. Simone throws her out. 2 gone. And UT Tyler needs just 1 more out to survive their first elimination game.
Some smiles starting to break through. It's a tenuous day for these teams and for UT Tyler. They can start to feel that there'll be another day of ball in their season.
Katie Back hits a long fly, carrying to right center. That's well hit, and it gets to the fence. The senior goes flying around first, and she's in with a standing double.
Love Katie Back. Hey, listen, it's not going to be me. We're going to keep this daylight going. Sorry, Adelphi. Sorry, Seton Hill. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer. We're going to make this really interesting here. And a shot into the gap. No chance at all up over the head of Arias. And into second standing up is Back.
So Jordan Rager tripled in the 2nd inning. Has flown out and struck out since then. On the ground to short, Simone throws her out. The Screaming Eagles are the first team eliminated. And the #1 team in the country, the Texas Tyler Patriots, slug their way to a 12-5 win.
Impressive up and down the lineup for the Patriots. Their defensive changes were solid. It was a complete effort by their pitching staff. Solid year for Southern Indiana. Their final game in Division II. They'll be heading off to Division I next season. Sue Kunkel's team leaves here proudly as the number 4 seed, doing a great job this season. A super season for them.
Final line score, Southern Indiana, 5 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors. They stranded 7. Texas Tyler, 12 runs, 5 hits, an error. They stranded 6. Kaylee Davis, the winning pitcher, if not just because she pitched well, but by virtue of being the pitcher who was on the field when the offense had their storming comeback. She went 2 2/3 scoreless, gave up just 2 hits, struck out a couple. Kaylee Davis goes to 9-0 on the season. Losing pitcher is Haley Gottschall. For the first time all year, she drops a game. Tough performance for her. Gave up 4 earned runs on 4 hits over 1 inning with 1 walk on her ledger. Time of the game, 2 hours and 18 minutes as both teams take their respective baselines. Smiles and sighs of relief for Texas Tyler, and some tears and tough moments on the first base side for Southern Indiana as they wrap up their season. So USI season is over at 49-13. They drop both games here in Denver. Texas Tyler 48-8. They are still alive, and they'll play Auburn Montgomery tomorrow at 12 noon local time, 2 o'clock Eastern time, with a chance to punch their ticket toward that best-of-3 championship series. They need to do a little bit more work, though, in order to get there. One more game to come here later today. It's also an elimination game, Adelphi and Seton Hill. Leah Secondo and I will have it all right here on NCAA.com.